Hello, it's me, absolutely nobody, and I'm here to make a DPS Venti. Venti is the Archon that started it all. The one who really, I think for me, got me hyped to play this game. Seeing a character harness the power of wind like he did, oh my gosh, nothing was more exciting. But he's fallen off. Regretfully, he can't lift bosses now, and there's just not a lot of gameplay accessible for him in endgame content. Hopefully soon, but for now, let's get to making a DPS Venti. I've wanted to do this for a while, and now is the time. So, Chaska's weapon is really good for Venti, and it's time I get it. I know others have tried. Now it's my turn. I've seen mixed reviews, but I don't know why I have faith in my ability to make DPS Venti a thing. Is this gonna... will I regret this? Maybe, but you know what? For my very first 5-star Archon, I think he deserves some love. Now's the time. I got it, and we're here. I prepared, don't talk about the wishing, let's not ask about that because that was hard. But stat-wise, let's take a look. It's not the best. He needs crit damage. But don't worry about the crit rate because he has Venti's on Mare Vashuse Hunter set. So he's gonna get some extra crit rate. And really, I just want to try him with some bursty damage. I want to see how he does with charge attacks. I want to see how he does in Plunge. And I also want to see how he does with a normal attack build. I think I have the highest hopes for the Plunge. I feel like every character that can Plunge kind of just does well with Plunge, especially with Xianyun. But yeah, the idea kind of is to just make sure that he is on par with Zhao. I think that's my goal. As long as he can sort of keep up with the numbers I see Zhao do, like my Zhao right now can do about 200k per Plunge, and I'm hoping that Venti can sort of net the same amount of damage. The hard part is that Venti, his ascension set is energy recharge, and it makes building him harder. Maybe in the future I can work out something better, but for now, I just want to jump in. So for this team, we have Farina, Benny, and Parmesan. She's C6, Benny C6, and actually Farina is too. But this is all built around Venti doing more damage. You're going to see here that he does 105k for his hold skill, which is nice. And then he does his burst, and I think the average hit does about 11k, which kind of comes to maybe 220 because the burst hits 20 times. So yeah. So in total, I want to say that puts him at 350-ish damage for his contribution. Honestly, not the best. Good, but not so good. I think for a C2 5-star Archon, a little upsetty spaghetti, but you know what? That's okay. I knew this wasn't going to do so well, but it plays moderately comfortably. But I knew it wasn't going to do so well. Now, let's move on to Plunge. Plunge, I have a lot of faith in. So we're going to switch out Benny for Xianyun, and honestly, it's a pretty fair switch. Oh my gosh, I hate saying how many constellations I have. I have a C2 Xianyun, and she really does do so much for an anima DPS like Zhao. I mean, she's for him. But as you can see here, that 72k Plunge, really nice damage in conjunction with his hold skill. I feel like this really ups his ability to contribute to the team DPS. Is it still terribly impressive? Not really, but it feels really fun to play. And I think the damage is more reliable. Yeah. But really not the best. I was hoping for more, but I guess we'll just have to take what we can get for a little first 5-star Archon. Alright, so I have bad news. The normal attack, team, and build did not go well at all. I think yeah, let's not talk about that. It's a bit upsetting. Though now we know how to use Venti a little bit more, I will be using him with the first team I tried where he's with Benny. It's probably the best for Abyss, and that's what we're gonna try right now. I think Plunge might be better, but I think I need to change the gear. Anyway, let's just jump into Abyss and see. So for Abyss, I decided to use Veni, Farina, and Effa with Venti because of the Lunar Charge buff. It worked really nicely, and I can say that Venti contributed, but it was nothing stellar or profound. It just felt like a normal, solid run rather than like something that was exponentially exciting or impressive. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that like Venti was carried, but it's kind of still like a little boo-hoo. But yeah, we'll all have some more words in a moment, but feel free to continue to watch this Abyss run and or skip through it.
Your journey ends here. Your sacrifice is ready. Pound into the ground!
So for closing thoughts, honestly, 10 out of 10 would not recommend trying to build a DPS Venti. It's not bad, especially if you like him, and I'm sure I can do better. My talents need leveling. I bet there's a better team, but I'm sure there's something I can do. One thing that I always think about when it comes to units like Venti that are EM oriented but do okay DPS for Animo is like how could I buff EM so much so that they can do good swirl damage alongside amazing Animo DPS damage. It's the same thing I do with Mizuki and what I'm exploring currently. I'm hoping that I can figure this out, but For the meantime, I think this is as good as it's gonna get for Venti.
My Primos! Oh no!
And I even lost my 50-50, so I have Mualani's signature now. Oh, why did I do this? Just kidding. Just kidding. No regret. Anyhow, thank you for coming along with me on this journey. And yeah, please subscribe. Bye.